Hello all, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time here, I hope I can earn your subscription today. So we are playing a new game. It's called Element Fission, and I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed by it. There's some things rough around the edges, but I've been a Summoner's War YouTuber for over 2 years now, over 200 videos. And this game is similar to Summoner's War, but it's got a different look and feel. It's kind of cool. And I just wanted to give it a shot. And so I hope you guys will follow along. This is going to be a video series to start out, and I might break into other videos later. But one of the things I've already noticed is, so I do have 2 accounts. I played one just to get used to the game, and I made a ton of mistakes. And so this video series is going to be about trying to give you guys some guidance on how to play the game, how to avoid mistakes that I've already made. So this is a level 6 account, and I've seen a lot of people asking questions in chat, and there have been a lot of similar questions, so I'm going to try to answer some of those questions today. Feel free to put a comment in the YouTube comments if there's something that you want to see, you have questions about. I'm just trying to be a game guide here, so it's one of the things I like to do. But I wanted to get some tips out right away so that you guys can avoid some of the mistakes that I made and that I see other people making. And so my first tip is to make sure when you're playing the game, you go immediately to the mission tab. And so you can see that I've already been working on the missions, and they go pretty quickly. Some of them can happen really quickly. But this mission tab will guide you through the game, what you need to do. And some of the missions are a little boring, but other ones give really good rewards. Like here I've got 2 mini power beans, and those are for skilling up 4-star units. And then it just tells you what the next thing is. Fight 3 times in the arena. So we're going to go ahead and head to the arena. Go against. This doesn't look too hard. I'm only a couple hours into playing, so we don't have very good runes, we don't have very good monsters, but we're going to give this a shot. So we're going to put in our booster. So the fire Euroline is a booster and also gives an attack buff, so it makes it quite easy for you to do good damage. And we're going to get rid of this Wind Joker, and then so the Water Sharpshooter is the unit you get at the beginning of the game, and she's actually a pretty decent unit. She's very similar to Rauk in Summoner's War, and every time she kills something, she gets another turn. So she can just keep taking turns. There we go. Okay. So we got our arena in. Let's go to the next one. It looks a little more advanced. We'll give it a shot. We're just going to boost up. We're going to go after their damage dealer. Well, they got a couple of different damage dealers. I should have not gone against Win. See, we reduce her attack bar. Yep, so she's not taking a turn. Then we got the Fire Dr. Evil, and we'll talk about that in just a minute.
$1 million.
He's really good. Then we just use the team up from our Water Sharpshooter. Really good unit. And it looks like we can handle this one. Still figuring out my setup on how we're going to record these videos, so I might be looking slightly offline here, off center. So you can see this Water Sharpshooter, as long as she kills something, she just keeps getting turns. It's really nice. So she's even a decent early farmer. We'll talk more about farmers in just a minute. But so one of the things you should remember to do about these missions is basically don't do anything in the game until you look at your mission tab. Because there are things that if you do them and then you can't do them again, you might have to wait a while. So 3 times in arena, if I was out of arena wings, I would have been sitting here not been able to move on to the next quest. Level up any Elemon to level 30 one time. And I think we've got one that's really close. Yeah, so she's at level 28. So let's just level her up. That should get her up to level 30, I believe. Yep. Okay, so she's done. So that's the first thing, is just do as much of the missions as you can. And so here's another thing. Win 5 times in the arena training ground. If I had gone through and used all my wings, or if I'd gone through and done all my training ground, I would have to wait 6 hours before I could complete that mission. So you want to try to get always look at the mission tab before you do anything, and we'll talk about some of the things that could be hang-ups. We could probably just auto this. I'm not too concerned about this. Yeah, so she's gonna just keep killing things. I like having her actually a little bit slower than the Fire Dr. Evil because he does good damage, and then she can do cleanup. So that could be a good thing for that. So, and when you're doing your first 10 training missions in the arena, the first 5 actually give you summons. So it's really good to go in and get these done. And then another thing to watch out for, so it can be really tempting once you go into the guild shop or the honor shop to buy the power bean in the guild immediately. We don't actually have enough guild points right now, but you don't want to buy those before the mission comes up. Otherwise you'll get stuck for up to a week waiting for that to refresh. So don't buy those right away, and you can buy them later when the mission comes up. And then one of the most important things early in the game is the shop, especially the honor shop. So as you do your arena victories, you get honor points, and there's some amazing stuff in here. The power beam's really good, but we don't need that immediately. One of the best things to do early in the game is to work on your energy capsule, energy saving lamp, energy refiner, and energy tank. The experience capsule improvement will give you more experience per run. The energy saving lamp will reduce the cost of energy, so we're actually going to upgrade that. So we now have that upgraded. I do really like the experience capsule to be upgraded as soon as possible. And then we're also going to go ahead and do the energy tank. It's the max storage limit, and every time your account levels up, you get that max energy put in your account. So the quicker you raise your energy tank, the more energy you get each time your account levels up. So that's important really early. And there's a lot of other good things: HP, attack, crit damage, crit rate. They're basically like Towers were in Summoner's War. They're going to be tedious, but they're really worth it. So you should be doing as many arena wings as you possibly can. There's 40 extra honor points, so you can see if we do some of these, the next 5 are all extra honor points. Then after that, you don't get any special bonuses, but it's really worth it early on. And eventually I want to get my Fire Dr. Evil faster than her, so that she's just doing cleanup, and he can just one-shot everything, AoE, and she doesn't even need to take multiple turns, so it'll be quicker. We get an extra 100 arena points from that. Melody Glade 7F normal, we already did that. So some of these quests, if you do them before you get to them, they will allow you to not have to repeat things, but sometimes it won't. So Anyway, that's enough for mission right now. We'll get back to that in a little bit. And so then another really key tip is to not waste energy when you're doing your farming. I've cleared out most of the story on normal, but there's still a little bit left. So let's go ahead and do some of that. And elemental advantage is pretty important in this game, so you want to try to bring at least the same element or the one that's more powerful. So, and you'll notice that I have a wisp in here, which, that's not a good unit to farm with. If you take the wisp out, you notice that the energy required goes up to 8.5, and it's every run. So you're wasting a half of an energy. You put the wisp back in, energy goes back down to 8, and that, like if I were to take my water sharpshooter out and put another wisp in, then my energy drops to 7.7. So actually the best way to farm is once you get one really strong unit, your farmer, you should bring 3 wisps with you to reduce the amount of energy it takes to farm, because I wasted a lot of energy in my first couple days when I wasn't bringing wisps with me. I was just bringing 4 fighting monsters with me, and that was a bad idea. But right now I want to be leveling up some of my monsters and also making sure that I can actually complete the level. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. And one of the things I absolutely love about Element Fission, I'll show it in just a minute, but you can tell it what skills to use first and have it use certain skills. One of the things that really bothered me about Summoner's War is that you have a really strong AoE unit. There's only one enemy left alive, barely alive, and it uses its best skill, and then it's not available for the next one. Okay, so we're just clearing through the waves here. You see Fire Dr. Evil is amazing. He's basically very similar to Zyros, and he can kill things quite easily. And he's not on good runes. None of these units are on good runes yet. And then you can see that 3 of the units got 1200 experience. The Wisp is currently at max level, so no XP goes into him. And that goes into the experience canister that you have. This is one of the best things about this game, is that you can put things into the experience canister, and then you can use that on any monster you want later once you have some canisters to use. So, and you can see that instead of getting 1200 experience, it actually got 1260 because I upgraded the container. And then as you bring in more wisps that are max level, more of your experience is going to go into your canister, which means you can level up other monsters without having to farm with them. So that's a really nice feature of this game. One of the questions I've answered a lot in chat is it worthwhile to reset? And I do think it is. It's not complicated to reset in this game. Each reset only takes 5 or 10 minutes. Now you could reset getting to the first LD scroll, or getting to the first LD Illyrium. That actually takes considerably longer. Right now, as of the time I'm making this video, you basically get 38 summons available to you as soon as you reset. So you can summon all 38, and then you get another 5 by doing that. So you get 43 summons, and it doesn't take that long. Now they do have a time limit in there, so you can only reset 3 times, and then you have to wait a little while before you can do it again. But in a matter of about 2 hours, I did resetting, and let's go take a look at what I got. So I've not done any summoning since then. So let's go take a look at my... so I got Fire Dr. Evil, who's one of the best Nat 5s in the game. Obviously, you get the water sharpshooter that comes with the game. I also got the Wind Ninrat, who's amazing for the Boxing Club B10. Really good unit for that. A lot of people are resetting to get him. I got the Wind Popo Rider, who's really good for Boxing Club. And then another thing that they do is that they give you quite a few monsters right out of the start. So if you go into your challenges and look here, one of the first things was check the strategy information for Boxing Club. And if you do that, then you get the you get the tree Steel Wings, who's amazing. And then clear Boxing Club B3 without using support function. Let's see if we can do that. I'm not sure we have the runes to be doing that. And also, another thing you should really look at is look at all the dungeons, and within like the first 3 levels or so, they sometimes give you a free unit by just doing training. So we're going to do that now, because this unit they give you is actually really good. So we're going to reduce the boss's attack power. We're going to increase our own defense. And then we're going to use skill 3 of the Tree Occult Dancer, because she puts up a shield. So there we go. That's the shield effect right there. Boom. He hits us, but we still made it even though he hit us. So having buffs and putting debuffs on the boss is really important for survival. That's what they're just showing there. The Occult Dancer is amazing for Boxing Club B10, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to show you getting that, show myself getting that. And then let's go ahead and see if we're capable of beating Boxing Club B3 right now, because we don't have runes on some of these units. So we're just going to auto it and see. The tree Ninrat is amazing, does so much damage, so many dots, and that's why he's useful for B10. So one of the things I want to do with this video series is, given my name, I Am Speed, one of the things I want to work on is speed teams for all the dungeons. And so I'm already starting to build the units that I want for my speed team. And that's one of the things you need to do. Another tip is to make sure that you build the monsters that you really need and don't stray from those. One of the things I did on my other account where I just played for a few days, I was leveling up everything and skilling things up, and I wasted a lot of resources doing that. So focus on, I really recommend trying to get to Boxing Club B10 first. So you can see we've got in Boxing Club, and we'll do a video on the Boxing Club more later. We just want to see if we can actually beat B3 right now. It looks like we might be able to. We just get one more lucky hit in. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's with no runes. But we're able to beat that. That's actually a pretty nice rune, a 4-star accuracy percent. So we're going to keep that. But I wanted to do that because now we can show you, we can go into the challenges here. We can see clear Boxing Club B3 without using the support function. And that gives us the Tree Sharpshooter, who's actually really good for Boxing Club. I might actually use her in my speed team. I don't know. We'll have to see if there's room for her. But I also wanted to show you another thing that I didn't know about. When I was playing on my other account, I was just summoning and fusing things together and getting things skilled up. And I didn't realize that we've got some special characteristics that we need to be thinking about. You can see here we're on the Tree Sharpshooter, and there are these little icons in the upper right, a heart, a sword, and a shield. And those are stat modifiers, and so every monster that you get is unique because of the stat modifiers. So her health is -1%, her attack is up 1%, and then her defense is neutral. So let's take a look at the one we just got, and you can see health is 4%, the attack is -3%, and the defense is -1%. So since she's a damage dealer, you don't want to be using one that has a -3 attack. So we're going to keep the one that's actually +1. And I'm sure we'll get more summons for these. So we're going to continue to look for the one that looks really good, and then we'll use that. And so another one we can look at here is, so the water Euroline is a very popular farmer right now, and it's a good unit. It's a good farmer. I got Fire Dr. Evil, so I don't need to build the Euroline right now. So we may build him later for different reasons, but good farmer if you're looking for a good farmer. So in terms of farmer discussion, we've got, I mean, the unit they give you in the game is really not a bad farmer, the Water Sharpshooter. As long as she has decent runes and she can kill things, she just keeps taking turns and it goes pretty quickly. I got Fire Dr. Evil, who's really strong, really, really good unit. So he's going to be my farmer. And then for those of you that aren't lucky enough to get him on resets or just get him just from playing, the Water Euroline is another really good farmer. And there's plenty of other ones too. The Tree Dr. Evil is another good farmer. And there's a lot of more, so we'll talk more about those later. And actually, there's a lot of units that I'd really like to get. So it's early game summoning, and man, there's actually a number of really good units in this game, and I'm missing quite a few of them. Even some of the 3 stars are really solid. Okay, so we now have 80 space, so let's go ahead and get a few of these going. So that's just a regular summon. Giants. Now the Tree Giant is actually an attack bar booster, attack buff, and defense buff, so he's not bad for early arena if you don't get the Fire Euroline. Nothing exciting yet. And it shows you the stat modifiers as soon as you summon it. So you kind of get an idea. So it's +2 attack, but it's minus defense, -1 defense, -1 HP. Probably not good for a tank unit. No lightning yet. Okay, so let's see if we can get... No, still normal summons. And it's not a good sign when they start just showing. Okay, here we go. First lightning. Can we get something awesome? Fire String Maid. I don't know. I'd much rather, what I'm missing right now that I'd love to get is the Tree Bookworm or even the Fire Bookworm for damage dealers. So we're still looking for the next lightning. Here it comes. What can we get? Fire Bomber. Not something I would want to build right away. Another lightning out of 10. That's good. Well, hello. Nice. Skill 2 is attack all enemies in strip, or replaces buffs to debuffs. And then removes all debuffs on all allies. Converts certain debuffs into corresponding buffs. And then recover HP by 50%, increase the action bar. That's a really nice unit. So he might be my next attack bar booster for Arena. So we're working on, and this is one thing that the game does sometimes, is when you don't have another lightning, it just pauses like that. There's still, it's a brand new game. It just got released. They got some bugs to work out, but overall it's fairly stable game. Haven't been kicked off very much. Here's another lightning. Okay, Annihilator. I know the tree one's really good. I'm not too familiar with the fire one. Okay, last 10. Let's see if I'm still looking for a bookworm. It'd be really nice to get one. There's a skill up for the occult dancer. That's pretty awesome. Here comes another lightning. What can we get? Ooh, the engineer robot tree. It's pretty good, I believe. I'm gonna have to, let's see. Bomb and stun, absorbs the attack bar, extra bars from all enemies. So it's bombing. Extend all debuffs and shorten buffs. Yeah, he could be useful. And actually, he might potentially be useful in boxing, but I'm not sure. So he sets off bombs, or he places bombs, and then the tree ghost captain will actually explode bombs. So that could be a good combination. At least will be useful in Siege. We're gonna have to see about that. Okay, so that's a pretty good summon session. We got some really nice stuff. I'm really excited about the water electromancer. But anyway, welcome to Element Fission. I think it's a really cool game. I think it has a lot of potential, and we'll see. Really, what we're looking for is, are they really going to support it and listen to the user community and make it a better game? I really hope they do. And until we know what's going to go on, I'm going to keep playing and keep making videos. And hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any requests for videos, feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube comments. And I'm going to try to get more videos out as often as I can, given work. So thanks for watching. Until next time, see ya.